the group chats not working on webcast. Seconds. All right, we should be live now, right, Frank?
Check it.
Let's check the audio if it's okay, and then we start. Welcome everybody. In the meantime, yes, the audio is good. All right, so super excited. This is the last demo day of Just Frame It, our mini app accelerator on Farcaster. It's been 8 amazing weeks so far, guys. We've been like so happy to see like your mini apps and projects growing. So glad that we've been able like to support you, and like the progress that you made has been incredible. For this last demo day, I mean, like the format will kind of be the same, so we're expecting all of you to keep like live demo of whatever progress you made in the past few weeks, with 5 minutes, and then we'll leave like the remaining 5 minutes to comments, questions, answers, ideas, or even like if somebody wants like sharing thoughts about the overall progress and the program that you've been part of so far. Let's start with the first demo. Today we start with Carlos and Oriana building Live More. So up to you guys. Good luck.
Thank you.
Hello, thank you. Let me see how I can touch screen. I'll start sharing. Give me 1 second. Okay, here we go. We're gonna do a live demo. During the past couple of weeks, it has been very intense. We had to rebuild the whole app from scratch. We managed to, with our service provider, Rook, we finally managed to connect to their API, sorry. And now we have live users that are sending us data, as we can see. And I'm gonna just show you. This app is live. You can access it via the mini apps in Farcaster. So once the app loads, sorry, this is one of my alternate accounts because I'm wearing a Polar device on my right wrist, Garmin on the left. Oriana is also trying with her group, so we are trying to test it with all the available devices. So I'm just gonna show you. It's loading data. This is real-time data. This is my Garmin Connect page. As you can see, yesterday I slept 10 hours. So far, 14,600 steps. So it's live data. So this is what you saw in the previous versions. But now we have managed to add a couple components. I'm gonna go first. I'm gonna change to this account. Sorry about this. No, it's not this one. Well, doesn't matter. I just wanted to show you how we are sharing, but we integrated like dynamic images to share our progress. So I added these motivational phrases depending on your daily progress. And once you reach 100% on your daily progress, you can share it to your feed. We also added challenges and badges. So challenges is something we spoke about from the day one, and it's a way to integrate the community and make it like going more viral. So as of today, we have 2 challenges. I'm just gonna open one random. It is the step side quest. It's walk 15,000 steps in 1 day, and so far 5 guys have already joined. We added this component to invite friends, which is, I think it's very important to make it go viral. So what it does, it uses Neynar's API, and it does like, it checks for your friends and who you have interacted in the last days, and then it pulls this data, and you can select friends you wanna invite to the challenge. I'm gonna pick up pretty random. If I click to the invite, it generates the text. I'm missing it's just a typo here, but as you can see, it's the dynamic image, and I can just click. It goes back to the challenge, or I can share it. So we opened the app to a beta testing period. We have like 10, 12 guys who are already submitting comments about how the app is working, the UI, UX, and stuff like that. So I think it's a pretty big improvement. Also, we have on here, it's like a control panel where you can check the challenges you have joined. And we also added like this component, which are the badges, that we are working on two kinds of badges given by us, the team, to the people who are supporting us, and badges for completing challenges. And I don't know if that's pretty much. Seems like not much of improvement, but trust me, it's a huge improvement for all. We have learned a lot in this program, and I don't know if Oriana want to comment anything else.
Yes, we also have we created all like 9 official challenges that I'm going to show you the badges that we have. So we are going to have 9 different. Let me try to share the screen. So I don't know if you can see this. These are like our official challenges. We have 3 for steps, 3 for burn calories, active calories, and 3 for sleep. So these are going to be updated each month, probably, but depending of the time frame. But we are going to be updating this. So there is always going to be some kind of challenge. And this is besides the challenge that people are going to create, or brands. Like we are aiming to onboard brands also who want to maybe use this as a way of promoting, I don't know, a brand or whatever, a service. So we are going to be uploading this soon.
Cool. Thank you so much, guys. And I think, Carlos, like it's huge progress actually. So don't underestimate it, definitely. Any comments or questions or ideas? I have a couple actually, but I want to give you guys.
Oh, I want to comment something. Last time we discussed about sending notifications via push notifications, and actually I started working on them, but then when I was about to send the first one as a test, I thought, but probably that's just me, like they are very intrusive, like sending a notification of something you are not expecting. It's like spam, at least for me. So I move away from them, and that's what I decided to just use the share function.
Okay. So I have 3 questions actually. So the first one is, why are you regarding the share that you mentioned you implemented for in the home screen? Why asking to share only when you reach the goal, and not also like sharing that, hey guys, I'm at 90% of my progress for today?
Well, because this is a work in progress and we're open for suggestions, and it can be easily done. I just have to adjust like a slider on the amount of progress to be able to complete to share the moment. So we can definitely do it. Yes, for sure.
Perfect. About challengings and inviting friends, how are you computing that list of friends? Is it just pulling the followers or people that you are following on Farcaster?
No, actually, it's a combination of 2 APIs from Neinar. The first one is users you have interacted with in the last days. So it's recast and replies, because the first approach I did was with followers, and then I just find out, for example, I have like 500 followers, and probably I haven't interacted with them so many times. So that's what I moved to this new approach, where it's recast, replies, and then it takes like the most like the guys that I have with a higher average of interactions.
Okay, cool.
And it's pulled from Lanar, yes.
And about the challenges, does a user like need to join a challenge explicitly, and if so, like why? So why I'm not, even if I'm not, applying for that challenge, I'm still, like tracking data, and so maybe it could be even something that is happening behind the scenes, and then if I win it, I receive a notification or something.
Well, I'm sorry, Adelante, go on.
No, well, there are like many reasons. Like one is there's going to be money involved at one point.
Okay.
Like, so you can, like, a challenge can have like an entry price of 10 USDT, for example, and so you want to win the prize, and maybe you want to win many prizes. The other thing is maybe because every challenge has a different goal, so maybe you want to like do a streak of 8 hours sleep in 1 week, and maybe you want to sleep as much as you can. So the different challenges have different metrics, so you can choose which are your goals. And maybe you want to, like, in this month you want to focus on burning calories, so you want to join that challenge. So you, like, every challenge has a different goal. The other thing is you may like the badge, and you want to win that badge because there are different, or you may like a brand, or so there are different components why you may want to choose 1, 2, or many challenges.
Sorry to interrupt. I just found the screen. This is another test one who already has like the share to Farcasters image. So it takes the data from it generates the image with our calories, steps, and sleep, and it's like a dynamic image. And that's all I wanted just to share as an idea.
Cool. Yeah, Nikolai, go on. We are at time, but that's a good question.
Yeah, quick questions. One, I have connected Aura, but I still get the screen. Please connect your accessory. Please connect your wearable. So I cannot see anything in the app. If we can maybe after the call check this. Oh, I just connected VThings and it shows up now. So I have it now. And the other one is I think maybe you should reconsider the notification thing. Think about it once again, how you can use it, and maybe introduce like the settings page where people can limit if they don't want to receive so many notifications. Because I think, yeah, notifications, they can look as this distraction, but they are very powerful.
Yes, but I also have one more thing about notifications, and the thing is, I think I can only send notifications to people who have installed the app. So
Yes.
let's say I want to invite Simone, and he hasn't installed the app, he's not going to get the invite. So that's also why we are focusing on sharing on the sharing stuff. But yes, we will definitely think about it for sure. As of today, we are sending notifications about new challenges, and remember, we are opening the beta test, please join, and stuff like that. But it goes straightforward to all the users in the database, which, by the way, spiked last week. We are around 6,000 users.
Cool, perfect. Thank you, Carlos. Thank you, Oriana.
Thank you.
Congrats on the progress. Let's move on the second demo for today, and it's time for Atlas. Jacob, please take the stage.
Thanks, everybody. So I don't have a ton of time. I've got like 8 minutes or so, but I'm going to basically just show you the new Atlas app that really came out of this Just Frame It experience in a lot of ways. You know, we've been building games really because I just believe very strongly that games are just like the height of entertainment on social apps. It's like a ton of people get to do the same thing at the same time with simple rules, share with their friends, brag about winning, lament losing. It's just this awesome collective experience. But building games is it's a search for what's awesome, what's exciting, what's fun, what people love just as much as anything. So we started with this like penalty kick game, which was synchronous. it was like a cool thing to build, and I think it's awesome that we built it. But one of the things that didn't feel right about it was that like the gameplay and like the winning mechanic and the sharing mechanic just seemed totally separate from each other. It's like two people playing this game, one of them wins, one of them loses, each of them share. That's great, but we kind of wanted to take it to another level where it's just like a game that's just wrapped on top of the social graph entirely, where everyone is sort of like able to play within their community, kind of win together. And that was the general concept behind it. So without further ado, I'm going to basically walk through some of it. You guys can see this screen here. So this is a new game called Kickback. Kickback is, maybe I should show it, right? Like we get a little bit of alpha for the Just Frame It cohort. So how does Kickback work? You start the game, and these are all mock-ups. It's going to change. It's going to be a lot more informative and cooler and interesting looking. Basically, you got to hit bullseyes. You're going to tip your friends when you see them by hitting your friends' profile pictures, and you got to avoid the bombs, because if you hit a bomb, then you die. So pretty straightforward. So here I see a bullseye. Shoot the bullseye, get a point. Right? Shoot another one. Don't have any profile pictures just yet. Oh, there's Kevin G30. Got him. So now he gets a reward, but I didn't get the bullseye, so I lost out on a point there. Get Ben Broad. Gosh. Straightforward mechanic, kind of like a little bit like Angry Birds. Right now we have just 3 types. We have bullseyes, bombs, and profiles, but we're going to add a lot more flank types, with climb boosts, additional rewards multipliers. It's a lot more fun to kind of take the dopamine up a notch and really that even within this pretty straightforward mechanic, there's a lot of other cool ways to kind of win and get ahead of everybody. And so now basically I tip 6 profiles. So the way this is going to work is there'll be a share button where I share it. It's basically going to tag those people in a post, let them know that I tipped them in the game, and they'll be able to jump into the app and claim their rewards and then play again and start the flow all over again. And basically we're going to have a points leader. So you can see some people have already started to play the game. So the winner on the points leaderboard is going to get rewarded at the end of every week, probably. The leader on the tips leaderboard. By the way, I don't know how this guy found out about this app. I don't know who he is. Somehow he's like the top of the points, so on top of the tips leaderboard. I shared it with someone who wound up sharing it on the feed, and I think this guy found it through that. He's crushing it. And so he's going to get rewarded because he's like super generous. Instead of going for the high score, he's actually just trying to tip as many of his friends as possible. So we kind of want to reward that generosity and give him a reward as well. And then the most popular person, who is Sally Sharifi, also have no idea who she is. She's got the most tips, so she's going to get rewarded as well. So really, like across all these different categories of just like who has the best aim for bullseyes, who is the most generous, and then who is liked by the most people, where you're going to sacrifice your points to go tip somebody. All those people are kind of like we're separately tracking, and that's the general gist of the game and the demo. And so this is the claimed flow. So basically, if you show up and you have unclaimed tips, you got a little button here. This is not live yet, but you'll be able to sort of claim your tips first and then jump into the game. And that's the flow. It's the flow, baby.
I love it. Like I can't wait to see this live. Like the tipping mechanic with the throwing the ball and deciding if to get the bullseye or the tipping. It's super interesting, and the graphic is awesome. So I really want to see it live.
Me too. I mean, this was like wrung out of like really awesome week, or like really 2 weeks of building side by side with Utkarsh, who's not here. He's just, like I said, he flew back to India on Wednesday through Friday, we were just like sitting next to each other and kind of just like figuring out like, well, what do we want to build even? Like, what is the kind of thing that we are excited about and that we think other people will be excited about? And kept coming back to like tipping. It's funny, like you're talking a lot about degen tipping. It's wild to see how like Noise took over the timeline yesterday. And like, obviously, like there's more to say about tipping and people are still really excited about it. I think when you wrap that into a game where like, you know, of course we always like our friends, we always want them to have a good day, and just like sending them a poke or a tip or whatever is sort of like, it's never going to go away. So building that into the game mechanic just felt like the right approach. And so that's what we went for.
Yeah, if I can add something, I feel like the current Atlas game is a fun game, but this one is on another level because you created this social loop that I think is super powerful. So when do you plan to release the new game? And also, did you solve your issue with notifications?
It's so funny you should say that. One of the things about like notifications and all of our problems, I was just like, guys, I've been building an AI agent that just tags people for like 6 months. Let's stop using notifications and just start tagging people. You know what I'm saying? So like, and I don't want my bot to tag people. It's so much more powerful when your friend tags you in something, you know? So short answer is like, we're planning to launch this the first week of June. It's basically ready besides the setting up the automation for the server wallet with the logic for tipping and claiming. And then the leaderboard, like just making that just super automatic. I just want it to be crazy smooth. And then as far as notifications, like we figured it out, but the reality was even once we figured out notifications, there wasn't a compelling enough reason to send a notification for like game one besides like, hey, we'd like you to play this game. Whereas I think this one actually creates like a more like, you know, rich experience where it's like, oh, you're, you know, losing your spot on the leaderboard for like the points, like you got to go catch up, or like you're not the top tipper anymore, go catch up. So it creates like a lot of these different tiers that now that we figured out notifications, we can use those, but leaning more into social tagging, like having your friends tag you to do things is, in my opinion, just like a way better viral, you know, mechanic than us notifying people. And I don't want to do it in like a spammy way. So we figured like, well, we'll just give them rewards. And so like, we're giving you free money, like, here you go, you know, and like your friend won something for you. So it kind of made sense.
Carlos, did you have a question?
No, it was just about notifications, and I totally agree with. So I think pretty much the same. Let's not treat notifications in a spammy way. I think it's better to send a message, or I mean a cast tagging your friends and doing, hey, I'm doing this, join me, instead of sending a notification.
Yeah, I mean, that's what always, like, that's what Web 2 kind of had for the longest time. It's like you do a thing in an app, and then at the end, it's like share this to Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and tag your friends, and then they'll go do that thing. It's like, I think it's super awesome that Warpcast or Farcaster now like allows in-app notifications. Like, can't underestimate that. But that's not the only type of notification. Getting tagged is also has been around for a while, and it's all the same app. So many apps allow for that in a cool way.
And it's also public. So I'm tagging you, and there is like this pressure component that, oh my God, I've been tagged in a public space. So should I join? Just saw what happened yesterday with Phil and this pre-coin launch. He's kindly obligated to launch the coin because of the social pressure.
Exactly. I also think it's cool that like when you get tagged, like you're probably gonna get a like that person's post is gonna get a like and maybe a recast. So you're kind of expanding the distribution of your mini app because like it's like that sort of reciprocal thing. Like, oh, I got tipped by you, that's awesome. Let me just like your post and recast it so you get that boost in the algo or whatever. So like leading into like where the protocol kind of like gives us tools to sort of support each other, I think is like a great way for mini apps to position themselves, because there's all these awesome buttons that we don't have to build that help all of us succeed, you know?
Amazing. Thank you so much, Jacob, for sharing.
I'm late for my call, so hop, guys. Sorry about it.
Yeah.
Thanks, everyone.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye, see you. Next in line, Patrick from Megapod.
Hey guys, apologies. I think I haven't really, I was out for the last one. I'm actually still on vacation right now, but I'm working remote. But yeah, excited to be here. I can show off the app, and for those who haven't seen it in a while, I'm on my desktop, so it's a bit harder for me to like switch to Farcaster. We have made some changes to the app. I think the first thing is we hit $1 million jackpot, so that's been pretty cool. We actually don't want more deposits, so we've turned off more liquidity deposits. $1 million is already large enough. Like, so that's been cool. A couple things that we've made to improve the player experience. One is like this bar down here. If someone buys a ticket, like it will actually animate in, and so it kind of like makes you feel like, hey, there's something going on. It's kind of like the e-commerce experience where you see something saying like, hey, someone in whatever state just bought a product. And so we want to make that kind of feeling as well, just so people know like, hey, like this is an app that's being used by people. Also made some improvements on like the winners page and the my tickets page. We've been hearing feedback from people saying like, hey, is this thing legit? And so we've been like mentioning, hey, like there actually has been wins and people have won real money, and we've been improving some of the docs a bit more. Another thing that we've been working on is our developer platform. And so one thing that's pretty cool now is we have a bunch of reference material that you can go use. So we have a testnet contract that you can go build with. We have a mainnet contract that is actually like a modified mainnet contract. And so what allows, like, it runs a lottery every 10 minutes. And so you can go actually see how things work. You can deposit liquidity, all that kind of stuff with real USDC. So that's been cool. We also put together a page for how you can actually provide like set civil resistant incentives. And so for less than $1, you can like basically get real users. Like the problem with giving away actual money is that people will farm the heck out of it. Here you give a ticket, you have a 1 in 1.4 million chance to actually win any money. And so it's actually something that farmers do not like very much. And so we put this together with example GitHub repo on like how you can actually give tickets away. And one thing that I'm pretty excited about is like there's a Telegram mini app called Moai that have built Megapod directly into their app. And now they actually even make this a sign-up incentive, like sign up for Moai and fund your wallet for a chance to win $1 million. I think that's super cool. Like that's the kind of messaging now that you can go do. We've seen how Robinhood, which is like a stock trading app in the United States, like they rose to fame basically by saying like, hey, sign up for Robinhood and we'll give you a free stock. And it could be any stock, but the vast majority of the time it's like worth $2. But like because it's like an unknown quantity, people signed up in droves. And so it was really great for growth. And so really cool to see other apps actually start using this as well. So those are some of the changes that we've been making. On my side, my focus has primarily been on hiring and compliance. And so one thing that we're doing is that's relatively unprecedented is we're going to be the first on-chain game that is going to be certified from a gaming lab and have a gaming license. And so that's been really hard because all these gaming labs have never certified an on-chain game. We're using a third party random number generator that's also fully on-chain, and so just like figuring out that process. So I've been like deep in legal and compliance on that side of things. Also, just taking a bunch of calls. Like I now understand when people say like, as a founder, you should expect to spend the majority of your time on hiring, and so that's like really been like my focus. So yeah, that's kind of like my update. Any questions?
Do you have any updates related to the mini app? Specifically
Not really.
To the mini app? Okay.
Not really specific for the mini app, no. But everything that is improvement to the app, like reflects on the mini app, because the mini app is literally just our app, but like we have a like a subdomain, so it has like a couple extra changes to the mini app itself. But I think like that's always been our strategy is like we don't want to make something that's like custom just for this mini app, but we want a mini app to be like the extension of our app, but obviously with like the platform specific improvements. So like like you automatically connect to Warpcast wallet, and there's a bunch of other stuff like that, like you add to Frame, those kind of things, but nothing is mini app specific. But everything that we do outside of the app accrues to this. Like I don't think our liquidity providers are actually on Farcaster.
Mhm.
But that's how we have $1 million jackpot, because if we only relied on Farcaster users, we don't have $1 million jackpot.
Cool. Any other comments or ideas for Patrick? Yeah, maybe like one last question, and I'm not sure if you can share any like metric for like the mini app. So understanding how many like users are opening Megapod daily, how many of them are transacting on Megapod like through Farcaster. I'd be interested to know more about that. And if you have like access to the developer dashboard on Farcaster, you should be able to see that pretty easily.
Yeah, I mean, it's about like 50 or so, 50 to 100, depending on the day, that are transacting. every
I'm
day.
one of them.
Frank is transacting every day.
It's like, I would say like Farcaster is probably like somewhere between like around like 1/6 of our usage.
Okay.
Probably less. I don't know exactly, but like we don't have that many users. Like what we have is like we have a really cool proof of concept, and that's what we have right now. Like we have a big jackpot, but it's like in crypto, it's easy to get TVL. It's hard to actually build a real product people want to come use. And so like that's kind of our struggle. Is like, look, like we can easily get TVL. And our question is like, how do we get actual people that want to use this? And that's why like our big bet is like we need to go outside of crypto to retail users. Every licensed gaming site, like gambling site, they can only offer their players licensed products. And so that's why we're getting a gaming license. Like every person who actually gambles online looks to see like, hey, is this site reputable? And they're like, hey, is there a license? And we don't have one right now. So we're like, hey, we have to get that. Every mini app store outside of Farcaster that's permissioned is looking for a license. And we don't have that. And so like there's all these things that are like, yeah, like for us, like there's a vision of like we want to be the thing that like there's currently 1 billion people that play a lottery every year, and we want to be that. We want to be the thing that 1 billion people play and like are just brought on chain without even knowing it. That's our goal. But for us to do that, like we have to go expand outside of Farcaster and really expand outside crypto. And so that's kind of why it's like we're not making too many changes to the app. We're just laying the groundwork so we can go do these big bets.
And do you have a timeline for the license?
It's going to be on multiple months. Like we're still figuring this stuff out. Like it's been a process. We have actually set up our offshore entity now. We have got an international gaming legal counsel. That's been a journey. We have gotten our Entropy, our random number generator, on calls with us to work with an independent gaming lab, and they're preparing a proposal for us now. But that still takes like a while for them to give us a final report. We then have to go make a bunch of changes to our site to go support this. And then we need to submit for this game license. It's going to be multiple months, but we are investing for a long term. And I think this is the part where it's like, we believe in doing this like the right way. And so like, I look at Coinbase as like a really strong example of like, they have done everything from the right way. And it takes time to do things right, but that's how you build trust. And I think like, that's what we're trying to go do. It's like, look, this will take a while. It's not like a small, like kind of like, oh, we'll go viral right away. It's like, no, like this is something that we have a vision towards. The vision is like the $1 billion lottery that plays every single day, and the whole world will pause for a moment every single day just to check their phones, like who became a billionaire, and that's like where we want to get to. And we need to go do all these right things. Like crypto and gambling are like the two most regulated industries, and we're at the intersection of both of them. And so we need to go do this right.
Amazing.
Good luck.
Good luck with that. Thank you so much for sharing updates even on vacation, Patrick, by the way. Cool.
Of course. Yeah.
Next in line is Nikolai with Secret App. Let's go. You were muted. Okay.
Yes, just figured that out. Visual stuff. Can you see my screen?
Yes.
Okay, so in the past 2 weeks, there was some progress. So that's the main screen of the app right now. As you can see, there are 4 tabs on the top to show different feeds, trending, secrets, new secrets, the secrets what I already purchased and the secrets what I created. I think this account did not create any secrets. So in this case, it will show create your first secret button. And we have the menu on the bottom, which shows like the first one is the feed. The second is the ranking. Right now, it just shows the information on top users, like who created most secrets, who purchased most secrets. These are sortable, who kept and who refunded most secrets. So you can see like what's going on. Profile is not yet finished, so it will show like the secrets what the person had created, and you will be able to see someone else's profile. And probably we will also add a feed, like so you can see what content the user purchased, refunded, or kept. And the create, I did not work on this yet. I think I just did some very small changes, but this is the page that I want to change so it fits within like the view. Make it easy to understand for people, because I think that's the critical part, like for them to start posting stuff. Okay. I'm also like today and like mostly this week I was working on the front end, and now I'm starting to work on the back end. Like thank you very much, guys, Simon and Frank, for your feedback on the smart contract and on the app. So I'm refactoring the smart contract, adding some features what are required, and yeah, I think I'm very close to release right now. Maybe like 2-3 days over the weekend, hopefully. Yeah, yeah. But that's always the hardest part. Like today, I spent like half of the day trying to fix the graph, the subgraph thing, because it just stopped working. I figured out I used all my developer credits and like everything stopped. I was trying to fix the code, and after that, I only realized that I'm not getting data from the subgraph. So that was the issue. So yeah, but hopefully it will be done this weekend.
I think you also had something to share about, I'm not sure if you implemented it yet, but you sent me like today that link with the preview image that can be shared. Exactly.
Oh yeah, yes, this one is also like ready. Here it is. Could be. No, I think I stopped my access to the subgraph stopped again. Maybe I think they do refetch it all the time, but maybe it's still in the conversation here. Oh yeah, here it is.
Yes. Cool.
So yeah, all the visual parts are almost ready. There are just some minor things that need to be fixed, and yeah. So once I'm done with the backend and with the smart contract, then I just have to deploy the contract to the live network and then to the final test and go.
Amazing. Thank you and congrats for the progress. Any comments, ideas for Nikolai? I have one actually, because I mean, we also discussed briefly this on office hours last week, comparing like secret app to pay-per-view, which is obviously like the counterpart somehow. I think like something that they do well is like being it like somehow like very simple and focused on, you know, pay-per-view content, but at the same time, I tried it a couple times, and that's one thing that it's not, or at least like it's something that prevented me or to use it. Let's say it's that you need to find a wallet, a smart wallet provided by them or whatever, and then you can buy something. While here you have an opportunity to make like the paying experience like as smooth as possible. So allowing everybody from any chain or any token to pay for that content with their Farcaster wallets or whatever like external wallet they connected. I think that's one thing that can improve like I'd say like conversion rates with respect to pay-per-view. And the other thing is around like the revenue sharing mechanism that you have on each content. So like referrals and that stuff. these are like the two main features that I highlight, and that can make you win against like the counterpart, let's say. Given
Mhm.
that, of course, like there's a lot of space, or like talking about competition, it's, doesn't make much sense, but still, they're doing something very similar.
Yeah, thank you. And I also want to say that like it was like a great experience. Unfortunately, I did not. I should spend more time on this project particularly. But for me, it was a big learning experience, because by now I start to understand Next.js code. Because for me, it was like the first project I created in it. Before that, all the frames I did were in PHP. So like,
Oh, okay.
when I was doing something first, I was looking at the code. I didn't understand what's going on. Now I'm starting to understand like what's going on. So,
Good to know. Good to know.
but yeah, probably should spend more time on this.
Cool. I mean,
Yeah, I just have a question. So first of all, when do you think the mini app will be ready for public release? This is the first one. And also, what do you want to prioritize in the next days?
Okay, so I think it will be early next week. Let's say early next week. Yep, like for the release date. And the next thing I want to prioritize is reach out to the content creators. So go outside of Farcaster, because I think that's the Farcaster will get it. Like people will try it. Yeah. Anyway, but to get some new creators outside, yeah, that's going to be my priority.
Thank you.
cool. All right. If there's no other comments or questions for Nikolai, we can move to Travis and Sam from Farcastle and Fundraiser.
All right. Cool. So for our last entry in this Just Frame It tale, we enter into the mystical realm of Farcastle. Sam has been smoking and I've been drowning trying to keep up, but Stonekeepers stay shipping. The key features we built over the last sprint are rewards, updated embeds, and notifications. So since rewards are kind of our key differentiator, we created an add rewards flow. So you see here, the default reward is just the amount of tokens that you get for the minimum contribution. We added this form that allows you to customize it. Do this one at 0.01. And then we'll add one more. At 0.1. So this allows teams to kind of get creative in what they are actually giving back to their contributors. We use a poster contract to put it all on chain. So then if we go to view our campaign, once that subgraph uploads, it will be displayed here. And oops. So we won't hold back on that, but we also updated our social embeds. So now you see that we got the people who have contributed as well as the team members on the sharing campaign. We refactored it to improve the performance since last meeting, and we personalized the contribution embed. So after you contribute to a campaign, it has how much you contributed to kind of add some of that social pressure and fix some formatting and display issues. We also implemented a notification system. So this was the key feature missing from DAO tooling. And so now we make the notifications kind of core to our app. So we took some advice from Builder's Garden and implemented a Redis database and the workflows with Upstash. And we now have 4 notifications for when you add the app, when you enable notifications, when a new campaign is launched, and when somebody that you follow contributed to a campaign. We can also do manual and blast notifications. So during this sprint, we had signups from Hire and Crypto Left, and are working with them to kind of brainstorm some ideas for targeted campaigns that will engage their communities in collective action and prioritize the vibes. So we need dope campaigns and communities with purpose to show the world the power of collective action with on-chain coordination. And new handle, who this, since rebranding is the word of the day, Farcastle is now Castles. Yeah, we rebranded to Castles. We have strengthened these alliances at FarCon NYC. Borrow Dutch, aka Warpcast admin, has been extremely bullish on our project, and he was excited to transfer the Castles account and channel to us. So this should make it easier to communicate what we do and strengthen our meme game. So we are building Castles on Base, and Castles are the next generation of DAOs.
I love it. Great progress and great to hear that. I mean, I love seeing the rewards feature as something that, you know, it's different from other traditional, you know, crowdfunding experiences. And also this concept of like castles being the new DAOs. I mean, it sticks definitely in terms of like meme game. I think it can really work. Any comments for Travis and Sam? I guess like what are like your next priorities in
So
line?
we're gonna take a breather, you know, for a week, collect our thoughts. We've been going hard for this accelerator, and really appreciate you guys pushing us, because, you know, we've just continued to ship week after week, and I don't think without this pressure, without the great people and teams that have been assembled here, you know, we would have gone at the same pace. So thank everyone so very, very much. We're going to kind of look at the end-to-end experience, and now, you know, we'll need to create a Castles app. And so we're going to kind of use the notifications as the core, and then start layering in all of the rest of the technology that we've been building and assembling in kind of these disparate apps into kind of a consistent experience, and think about what that looks like. And so that's going to be our priority moving forward.
Cool. Thank you so much for sharing.
Thank you so much. I love the progresses that you made. I feel like in general, you implemented a lot of feedbacks that we received in the demo days, but even in IRL events such as FarCon. So I feel like right now the mini app is super ready to be used by community. So I feel like this should be your priority right now. So good luck.
Thanks. And I would love to, you know, collaborate with everybody here. You know, let's come up with creative ways. We're finding new ways to like allocate capital, and like engaging a community around a cause is fucking cool. You know, whether that's feeding the homeless or building an app or creating the next institution, you know, all of those require finances, and we can test how much our community cares by how much they're willing to contribute, both financially and jumping in like with the resources to support the project.
Amazing. Thank you so much again. Like,
Thank you.
let's move to David and Garrett from Warps. Excited to hear from you guys.
I'll unmute myself and share my screen right here. Cool. All right, awesome. I'm going to start off with a quick demo because really what the game has evolved into is there's a group of people every day that are waiting on Warpcast to get rewards. So I set rewards. The rewards for us, what it means is we put a certain amount of USDC in the contract and then people can claim them. And it's pretty it's a bit of a frenzy every day when this happens. So this is me in the contract. There we go. So I'm gonna put $10 in. Hopefully that didn't go three times, or if it did, whatever. Let me see. Okay, cool. So contract should have $10 in it. Perfect. And then we'll start to see notifications as people win, but we'll come back to that in a sec. So the game kind of evolved into as soon as one person wins, it'll notify everyone else, and then everyone rushes to try and claim. And I think you can win about $2 now, so we should see 10 winners before the end of the call, maybe the next few minutes. We'll see though. I also want to do a quick overview, so I'll come back to that. But a quick overview where we came from. So we started off with Arrows. It was very expensive, slow, I would say luxurious game, awesome art. And I think we had 10,000 in revenue, which is great, but not, I would say, a lot of players. This is slowly growing over time, but we wanted to do something a bit more viral. So we included a lot of social features and some viral loops in our app as we've been learning along the way. And we had this sort of explosion in growth off the start. We've been slowing down. It's about 100, 200 daily active users every day. And I think most of those people are just trying to farm these rewards, which is cool. And I think the biggest thing for us for growth, or biggest thing I learned, is these shareable moments. And a big part about that is, well, first I want to show you guys. So we're giving points for all these actions taken inside the app now, and you get points for referrals, and I think that's led to most of our growth. So we have about 4,000 users, and most of those have come from someone referring them. That's something we track in the back end, which is huge to me. So got to create those awesome moments in the app where give people a really good excuse to share it outside. So that's I think that's what's led to most of our growth, consistent growth, at least over time. And if I go back, like magic, we can see 2 people already won. I don't know if I can refresh that. I don't think I need to. But then now you should see, I would say rewards takes about anywhere between 5 and 10 minutes. I do this every day for $10 in rewards to come out. So that's kind of the nut now, where we have a certain amount of daily active users, certain amount of rewards every day people expect. And then we're going to start introducing new tokens and stuff to try and find the economics of this game where it makes a lot of sense, and hopefully it's profitable after a while. That's it for me for the demo.
Cool. Thank you for sharing, David, and awesome to see the analytics from Arrows to Warps, impressive growth. Any comments? Yeah, crazy.
Not money though. It's crazy, almost vanity metrics, but I think the long tail of it's going to be super interesting. But yeah, it's been good.
I'm curious about the referral. What's the action that you track as referral? So if somebody just opens the app from my link, or if somebody opens the app and I don't know, claims their first warps.
This is someone. So I track two things. One is if someone comes to the app and opens it up through someone else's frame and then adds the frame, I'll send them here. Okay.
Okay.
They get. Yeah.
Oh,
No. This is someone like getting into the app. Sorry, this is someone getting into the app, and then you get points if you add the frame. I know it's subtle, but there is a slight difference there. I don't just give out points for like an open, which is what this would be. There's no explicit actions. You could be an open without adding the frame.
a referral is basically clicking into someone's cast and then adding the frame, basically
Okay.
at that point.
Yeah.
Perfect. Cool. Yeah, makes sense. Any?
But it's not really
Yes, sir.
explicitly stated anywhere. So like you just like if you see someone cast about warps on the feed, you click into it and then that's added the frame, then whoever's cast you added it from gets the referral.
Cool. I wanted to ask you, so first of all, congrats for the huge progresses, because I remember especially our first call, and we said a lot of things, and then after weeks, I see a lot of those things implemented, so congrats. I want to know from you, what are the priorities right now?
It's a great question. So I spoke with a Clanker team last week, and so we're going to do a token launch. We're going to wait for V4 to drop. I was going to drop it last week, but he really sold me on V4 because they have this like airdrop feature, and there's something around fees that seemed better. So I'm going to do that, and we're going to test it out because the game was always designed to use any ERC20. We started off with USDC because it was like the easiest to understand, but we're gonna try Based next week. That's Garrett's his meme coin community. Maybe you want to talk about it?
Yeah, I mean, Base was an experiment token. I'm gonna like say a lot more and say why I launched this last summer and the whole experiment around it. I have some of the remaining supply that I've had for future airdrops and experiments. So we're just going to use it within Warps to test it before launching like a proper game token, just to kind of learn and figure that out, kind of what we see with it. Because in part, like obviously us continuing to fund USDC isn't very sustainable. Can we figure out like, if we control the token economics or tokenomics of a token launch, can we structure it enough where it's a bit more sustainable or interesting over time, and we're just need to like tinker with those mechanics to see. And then kind of, I think the kind of penultimate moment of Warps will be like launching the token and kind of setting it with this game kind of fully together. And hopefully it just kind of is a game that can run more or less infinitely without us having to like continually top up the reward pool, or maybe we'll think about doing it programmatically somehow over a set period of time. So that's really, I think, where like our heads at and priorities at. And the goal is to like tinker and learn on that next week with Base as an existing token that we kind of can have some control over, and then have that inform the token launch around Clanker. Hopefully one of the first tokens to launch on Clanker V4 is our kind of goal.
Yep.
Cool. Carlos?
Hi, but this is more like a general question, so I can just wait until we end.
You can ask it whenever.
No, because the thing is, I was trying your mini app, and I just noticed that all sharing links in all apps are pointing to warpcast.xyz instead of Farcaster.xyz, the change they did yesterday. So the question is, I guess we're going to have to update all our mini apps and all the links we are using. Right?
Yeah. That's why, like, I was like casting at Dan today, asking him like why this like double embed happens. And if you've seen any quote casts today and there's a double embed where it has the cast and then it has a link, The reason that is because if you're on the old client before it's updated, the old client recognizes farcaster.xyz as an external link. It does not recognize it as an internal link in the app. So you have to update the app. Once you update the app, there's no more double embed because it recognizes farcaster.xyz as a native link. So like that's why you've seen that on the timeline, but it's because the updating part of it.
Got it. Thank you.
Yeah, I
guess-
just like we're doing web intents. Like I gotta go back and switch all our links out. I think we're just using one, but it's a good point.
I think that in any case, it's better to use the SDK to compose a cast, so that it's also compatible with the different clients, first of all. And then I'm assuming they are also updating the SDK to point to the new URL. So I think that's the best approach.
Yeah.
Cool. All
100%.
right. Right on time. So that's it for the last demo day. Congrats everyone on the progress. What will happen next? Again, like this weekend, I'll share the form for you to fill out with the progress updates and everything. Judges will review the live, watch the demo day, review the progresses, cast their last vote, and we will have like sort of like ranking for the 4 demo days that we had. And the top 3 teams will make it to Rome. So good luck, everyone. Of course, like we'll always be available like to support like you all. And hopefully we'll have another Just Frame It cohort in the next few months.
Awesome. Huge thanks for
Thank
doing
you
this.
so
This
much,
has been a lot
guys.
of fun.
Thank you.
Thanks, guys.
For doing this.
It's a lot of fun.
For me,
Well
it's been
done,
a lot of learning and improvement, and I'm very grateful for all you have done. Thank you.
Our
Thank you, guys.
pleasure. Thank you so much, and have a nice day. Nice night.
See you in Rome.
Talk soon, guys.
Hope to see you in Rome. Yeah.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Ciao.
Bye-bye.